How's everybody doing? I wanted to talk about a phrase called "it's better to be lucky than good." And I'm pretty good, but I got pretty lucky here. I've been watching Ethereum all day long, and it just happened to run while I was up. I'm about to go to bed here in a little bit, and Ethereum just started running. So if you saw my previous video about Ethereum has a move coming up, I actually did it a few days ago, back when Ethereum was up here, and I said it may need to come down and test this trend line, which I kind of arbitrarily drew. If you reference the videos, I haven't moved that trend line. So I actually got pretty lucky in the fact that it kind of did what what I thought it should do. I'm not a fortune teller, a soothsayer, or anything like that. You see enough charts enough times, and things start to happen. So what's happening here is, let me dive down the 15-minute, which is what I've been trading off of. So I have, this is an alert that I set. I actually got in a little bit early, which I'm kind of happy about. My entry point is right around here, 297, 296, something like here. Entry point's right about here. I saw it kind of wedging up. Volume was really drying down. I mean, even on the 15-minute chart, this volume is non-existent right here. You see when all this volume is happening, it's pop, 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 pop. Lots of buyers, lots of sellers, a lot of stuff happening. When the volume starts to dry up, that means that there's very few sellers, and since most markets have an upward bias, when you run out of sellers, things tend to move. That's just kind of a general tendency. It's not always a rule, it's not a law, it's a general tendency. Now, don't get me wrong, I could go to bed and this thing could crash right back into this level, and I could be, you know, flat to negative. You never know, that could happen the second I go to bed. I mean, look at this one, right? So this move, volume was not quite as low. You know, a couple big volume pops to get this thing jumping. Then it consolidated and came right back and continued lower. So that could happen here. I'm not saying this is the start of a massive run, but I do like it in terms of its chart placement. I still think it needs a little more work. I don't think it's gonna skyrocket up from here. It's not gonna go parabolic on us right here, but I do think if this day stays green, because now we're on the daily, and if you notice, I mean, the day basically, well, I guess it's just ending, it's not just starting. But let's go to the 2-hour chart, see what that looks like. 4-hour chart. So 4-hour chart volume looks really good in the latter half of this day. So, you know, I don't know if I'm going to call it a breakout on the daily in terms of volume, but if things stay going like this, then we could get above these levels right here. And I have a trend line here at 316. Looks like I'm going off of these prior highs. There's really not much. There's no reason to draw a candle, you know, 4/5 up the way up on a wick. But so if Ethereum can breach that 316 level, this 320 level, and it can start living above this consolidation area, then it definitely could do something like this, where it floats up for a week or so, maybe gets up towards 380, 400, I don't know. I know I say I don't like to do targets, and I really don't. I'm not a target kind of a guy, but you have to have a goal in mind. And so if you've been paying attention to my videos, some of my targets have actually come true, which kind of astounds me, to be honest with you, because they don't quite work that way in the stock market. But in the cryptocurrency market, things are a lot less manipulated, and there's a lot more psychological, you know, freedom happening, because all these chart patterns that I talk about, the volume patterns I talk about, it's all psychology. It's just what it is. So Ethereum's running here. We're out of this consolidation that we've been in for the past couple of weeks, and this downtrend is over. So it's pretty much clear skies from here. Whether the skies get cloudy in a week, 2 weeks, I have no idea. Going by prior history, this looks like by far the deepest base that Ethereum has had. Well, except for coming back here. I really haven't gone back this far in Ethereum before, to be honest with you. Yeah, so maybe it's not the deepest, maybe it's not the deepest base, but it's pretty close. So, say we're coming out of a consolidation like this. So we came down, we came up about halfway, we went sideways, we chopped out, volume gets a little flat here, and then starts to pop. We could be somewhere like this in this cycle, where it's going to start, going up a little bit, going sideways, and then it starts to go up a little further, maybe in the next couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. I may or may not be able to hold this for a couple of weeks. I've been able to hold for a few days with some exemplary results in the crypto space, and I'm kind of happy about that. But I just want to bring this to your attention again. Ethereum, the 800-pound gorilla in the promise-based blockchain world, looks like it is starting some type of a run. All right, guys, happy trading.